Okay, here we go again today, and you'll notice that we're doing pages 191 and 194 today. Page 192, you have to use a thesaurus, and I'm afraid you may not have that at home, so we're just going to talk about it a little bit and move on to the next page. So we've been talking about adjectives. Sometimes adjectives are in disguise, it says here. Some words look like what? They look like verbs, but yet they're being used as adjectives, and they will have the following characteristics. The word would normally be a verb. It'll end in ing, ed, en, or a t, but will not have a helping verb. There's one clue. The word will answer one of the adjective questions. And you're going to know. Don't let this be more difficult than it is. So look at this sentence right here. You have a speeding car, okay? Notice you have a noun, and you have something coming right before it that's describing it. Speed, yes, that can be a verb. You can speed along, but you can see that it's not acting like a verb here. First of all, it has that ing. Normally, what they're saying is an ing verb is present participle. It has to have a helping verb before it, and this obviously doesn't. But I don't even know if you need to know that. All you need to see, you see how it's coming before the word car? So you know it's describing it. So the cracked cup is describing the cup. All right, so let's look at the adjectives in the following sentence. Number 1, the singer's booming voice was supported by a full orchestra. So we have a booming voice and we have a full orchestra. Robert Frost and Carl Sandburg were two recent American poets who achieved worldwide fame. So recent poets and American poets, both describing poets. And then you have worldwide fame. John Greenleaf Whittier was a noted Quaker poet. He was a noted poet and a Quaker poet. Alexander and Graham Bell's mother was a devout Christian who taught her children the Bible. So she was devout, a devout Christian. A forgiving attitude should be a characteristic of every Christian. What kind of attitude? A forgiving attitude. Several cross-country runners crossed the finish line at the same time. So how many runners? Several. And what kind? Cross-country. All right. And then also, what kind of line? A finish line. And what kind of time? Same time. The first books were clay tables with imprinted and baked symbols. The first books, clay tables and baked symbols. Michelangelo was a leading poet and an accomplished painter. We have a leading poet and an accomplished painter. All right, let me read number 9 and see if you can answer this find them on your own, and then I'll show you. The Jewish people, for the most part, rejected Paul's teachings about Christ. All right, there's 2 adjectives in this sentence. No, there's more than 2. Ooh, I didn't realize they're counting the word the, by the way, and yeah, I'm going to need to go back and fix that. All right, adjectives in this sentence. All right, what we've been looking at, we've got Jewish people and Paul's teachings. The one thing I forgot, I didn't realize it, they were starting this, but they're counting the thes and the us. So I'm going back here. which they are adjectives. And I'm underlining all the thes and the us. And the ands, if there are any. Not and, but an. Here's one. So we have the Jewish people. The, oh, and I forgot this part. Most. That's describing part, so I missed that too. All right. A twisting, narrow lane led us to Joe's log cabin. See if you can find all the adjectives there. All right, so we have and twisting and narrow, all describing the lane. And they led us to a cabin, which was a log cabin, and Joe's cabin. List the proper adjectives that you underlined in think. All right. So I think first we have American. And then we have Quaker. Oh, I just about wrote Quacker. It's a K. Let me just get rid of it. There, how's that? No, Christian was a noun. What else do we have? Jewish. And Paul's. And I think, did I get them all? Ooh, I missed Alexander. Oh, look at this, guys. I totally missed us. Do you see Alexander Graham Bell? Well, it's his mother is the noun. So guess what? Alexander Graham Bells. And I think I got, oh, did I get Joe's? How did I miss Joe's? Where's Joe's at? Oh, I underlined Joe's. I just didn't write it on here. All right, list the verb forms that are used as adjectives. So boom is a verb. So booming. Noted. You can write a note, but you can also note something. Forgive, forgiving. You can forgive. Leading, you can lead. You can accomplish. Notice how they're ending in that ing. Oops, I forgot the D there. Your ed. Twisting. All right, let me look at my book, see if I got them all. Booming, noted, forgiving. Oh, imprinted. Where's imprinted? I have a feeling I totally missed that totally because I don't remember underlining it. So after forgiving. Oh, imprinted. Imprinted and baked symbols. I missed that. Sorry, guys. Imprinted. Then there's baked. It's like, oh, I totally forgot to write baked because you can bake. And accomplished I got. Leading. Did I get leading? Yes. And twisting. Okay. There we got them all. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so this is what we're not going to do, but let me just talk about it for a second. So what does a thesaurus do? A thesaurus gives us different words. Does this, I don't need to do that, I guess. For like, say you looked up the word sang and you wanted more creative words. It would give you synonyms. Some thesauruses will even give you antonyms. So they wanted you to finish the story putting adjectives. So we pretty much could do it ourselves. Let's go ahead. Maybe we can do it ourselves. Let's try it. Okay. So the company hired a group of, how about skilled? Do you like that one? I like it. I wish I had you guys here to give me some. We'll just fill them in. To find the, how about hidden treasure? The something ship sailed on the blank seas until it reached the site of the wreckage. How about the sailing ship? The sailing ship, is there such thing as a sailing ship? Sailed on the rough seas. Let's make it rough. I've been watching a lot of River Monsters, so I'm all about rough seas. Until it reached the site of the wreckage. The men prepared their modern equipment. See, we're filling in adjectives. That's what we're doing. And they wanted you to use a thesaurus to do this, but we can do it without it. As the captain pored over the detailed maps and charts that led them to treasure, finally a signal was given, and the divers disappeared into the dark water. Under the surface, the divers looked around at the underwater world that lay before them. Blank fish darted in and out among the blank colorful fish. Darted in among the beautiful coral that was dotted here and there by interesting shells. If you don't like mine, you can put your own. And what kind of plants? Unknown plants. Okay, so I'm going to let you finish this. Finish it and put some adjectives in the rest of these for me, okay? All right, let's go to the next page. All right, let's look closely. Adjectives such as cross-country in the following sentence are hyphenated to show that the two words work together to form an adjective. So we have several cross-country runners cross the finish line at the same time. So they're acting as one thing. Cross is one kind of word. Country is another word. Put those two together and we get cross-country. A proper adjective formed from a compound proper noun becomes a compound proper adjective. So this is the one I missed. Alexander Graham Bell. It's considered one adjective. Okay? In a compound noun such as the French Revolution or hot dog, both words are considered to be part of the noun. So in this instance, French is not an adjective for that. I guess technically it is. Hot technically is. But we consider, because the French Revolution is the title of a revolution, a time period, and because hot dog is, we wouldn't, if we said dog without the hot, you'd have something totally different. Hot dog is a particular item. So you gotta be, those are a little bit tricky. Let's see, look up. Enjoy a game of alphabet adjectives. To play this game, first choose a letter to be the first letter of a noun. Then make a list of adjective-noun combinations, each noun beginning with an already selected letter. Try not to use a noun more than once. The adjective linked to the first noun must begin with an A. Be aged. Example, for the letter T. Oh, so that'd be kind of fun. Hard to do. It would be fun to do together. Like if we pick the letter, let's pick an easy one, D, right? So you would do the agile dinosaur. And now we got to do a B for something that begins with a D. the, let's see, the, let me get a, we'll use dog. The what? The, I can't think of anything. This is why you need the dictionary. I'm thinking of the word blimey dog. That's like slang and like Irish or something, but that's just not going to work. But we're going to go on. So the curious, right? The curious, what begins with a D? The curious, I don't know. I gotta come up with something D. Now I can't think of the noun. Drill sergeant. I don't know. We're gonna leave this a go before it gets even worse. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Oh my. That would be fun to do together, but it's no fun to do it all by myself. That would be fun to do as a class. You know, put you in teams and see what you can come up with. Too bad we're not together. Don't make me sad even thinking about it. Okay, here we go. Last page. It's a noun, it's a verb, it's a superadjective. All right. Many words can be used as several parts of speech. You cannot tell what part of speech a word is until you determine how it's used in the sentence. So we're going to look at the word that's been put in bold, and we're going to determine if it's a verb, noun, pronoun, or an adjective, depending on how it's used. So you have a newspaper article. Well, do you see the noun coming right after it? That tells me it's a pronoun. Don't listen to me. That tells me it's an adjective. Okay? I'm going to pull up my answer book so I look like Alex Trebek with all the answers. Okay. Hold on just a second. All right, adjective. I was correct. All right, did you see the headlines in today's newspaper? Well, here, that's just a noun. You will be driving to school. Well, do you see the will be? They're the helping verbs for the ing verb. The driving rain. Well, here, the driving is describing the rain. So here it's an adjective. The principal congratulated each winner. How many of them? Each. So that's an adjective. Whenever they got the noun right after it, you know it's an adjective. He wrote to each. Guess what? To is a preposition. Each is a pronoun. So this is actually a prepositional phrase. So each is a pronoun. It's the object of this preposition. Could his jacket be his? Okay, so there's the jacket. It's not his jacket. If it said his jacket, his would be an adjective. But because it's just there, it's just a pronoun. Ask his opinion. So here his is coming right before a noun. So now we call it an adjective. Is it a pronoun? It is a pronoun, but it's acting like an adjective. All right. It's like you could say these things have multiple personalities. All right. Are these the chains? So these is just acting like a pronoun. Now here, these magazines. Do you see how there it's acting as an adjective? I could see a light. Well, that's just a noun. You cannot light a fire. Here it's a verb. Here we have a light jacket. Here the word light is an adjective. And now we have poor lighting causes eye strain. So lighting here is a noun. Who will be lighting the candles? Now it's acting as a verb. Did either of you go to the fair? So this is a prepositional phrase right here. Did either? This is just a pronoun here. But either answer, there, it's an adjective. See how it changes depending on how you're using it in the sentence. All right. So we're not going to write these sentences, but just look down here where these words can be different things. So amateur can be a noun, right? The actor was an amateur. Or you could say the amateur talent show, right? There, amateur is describing the show, so there it's an adjective. So an invalid is somebody who can't get around. But it can also be an adjective, an invalid, the invalid floor at the hospital. I don't know, the invalid wing at the nursing home. There, the word invalid is describing. Some can be a pronoun, and it can also be an adjective. Some toys, all right? He picked up some toys. Or you could say, I will have some, and there it's just a pronoun. So these words can be used all different ways, depending on how you're using them in the sentence. All right, I think we're done. So all you're doing is you're finishing that story about the underwater adventure and seeing if you can come up with some good adjectives for it. All right, I'll let you go here, and I will meet you guys again for Wednesday's lesson.